John Bush, Catherine Bleish with another update from the road, Uncoinventional Living Tour West. It's a Bitcoin-only tour going all the way from San Marcos, Texas to San Diego, California, stopping by in Las Vegas, Colorado on the way back, Kansas City, Missouri, keeping it real, spending Bitcoin only, growing the ecosystem. One podcast, one blog post, one stop, one restaurant, one gift card at a time. And right now we're cruising at a steady 4,000 feet elevation in the mountains of California. It's pretty foggy. Guess we're getting into the medical cannabis state, and now it's all smogged out. So yesterday we reported on our trip to the Grand Canyon. Today we started the day off by going by Target. I had to get some socks. We got some snowshoes for Aliana, some winter boots. I objected at first, but she was too sweet, so we had to buy her some nice little princess snowshoes. But we used...
She loves them.
She loves them. And now we're about zero visibility, so we're going to cruise a little slow here. Kat's going to take the helm.
Yeah, I'm going to take the helm here because we are in fog central as we cruise through the mountains. It's pretty incredible. We've got to see a lot of the country, and it's been really fun for us and the kids especially. You ran into Christian earlier. Okay, so here we are on our way to Libertopia. Our GPS says we have 59 minutes to go. The countdown has begun. We are so excited to actually get to the West Coast. It has been a long time coming. What is this, day 4 driving?
Day 4.
Day 4. So here we are. It's Thursday night, and we are almost to our first major destination. So let's see, what are we going to talk about? Today we got up at our hotel, Quality Inn. Now that we've left, I feel comfortable telling you all. Quality Inn in Flagstaff. It was a great experience, good breakfast, great customer service, dog friendly. And we had a nice breakfast there. We got up, we went to Target like John was mentioning. We bought some things with our gift card there, GYFT, where you can spend Bitcoin to shop at major retailers all across the country. We got some necessities, some snacks, some utility items, shoes, socks, things that we forgot or ran out of or were too cold to go without. And then we hit the road and we started heading out toward Phoenix. And we were live blogging along the way. One of our old friends that we met back in 2009 tweeted us that he would like to meet us up for lunch. So we stopped at Whole Foods in the heart of Phoenix, met with our good friend, had a delicious salad. Mine was great. John said his was so-so.
The ranch tasted like mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise. I think I'm off of ranch.
Yeah, I think ranch.
Ranch
is actually made from mayonnaise plus spices, I believe.
Yeah, I'm out.
Well, he's out. He's out on ranch. I put hummus in my salad. It was delicious. The kids had the Whole Foods pizza, which they always get when we're there because they love it. So we had a delicious Bitcoin meal. And we hit the road. Unfortunately, I had a massive headache today. I don't know what the deal was. Maybe the change in elevation. Maybe I'm dehydrated. Maybe the stress of planning this giant road trip and actually being on it. I don't feel that stress though, so I don't know. Anyway, as we drove, we stopped to get gas at a gas station, probably an hour west of Phoenix. And we used our prepaid Visa card that we bought from a friend on Bitcoin that we've been using as we travel, and I was able to buy ibuprofen. I don't like taking stuff like that, but boy, it was a lifesaver after a day-long headache. And here we are now. We are cruising along, got about an hour left. We are going to descend upon Libertopia very shortly. And one of the observations that John and I had as we've been driving is that the Southwest does not have a lot of Bitcoin-friendly restaurants where you can shop directly with Bitcoin. So we're very grateful for services like Gift, but there was a city where we didn't have a gift option, right? Was it Lubbock, Texas? And we could not find a single restaurant that was available on Gift. And thankfully, we did have a lot of foods that we had shopped for. And, we had our cooler full and dry foods from Amazon and Whole Foods that we had bought through Gift. But there really does seem to be a Bitcoin food desert in the Southwest. And we would like to call on the Southwest Bitcoin community to go out and interact with their local restaurants and places where they regularly eat, where they know the people who work there, they might know the owner, and start suggesting that they accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. This is something that John and I have done in San Marcos, Texas, since we moved there last spring. And one great example, there's a coffee shop in town where we each separately asked them to accept Bitcoin. We did not know that the other one had asked. When I asked, the guy responded just, "Oh, I would never accept that. It's a global currency by the elite. This guy came in last week and was asking about it, and rawr, never." Well, 2 months went by, and the next thing you know, he's approaching us saying, "You know what? I actually looked more into this Bitcoin thing, and I've now signed up for a BitPay account, and we are working on integrating it into our payment system and teaching our employees how to accept Bitcoin as payment." And they actually have a San Marcos Bitcoin meetup that meets at the Tantra coffee shop now. So if you just start the conversation, plant the seed, there is a chance that it could grow into a beautiful Bitcoin tree without you even having to stand there watering it. Maybe a bad analogy, but I thought it was funny.
I like to tell business owners that while at first there may not be a whole lot of people that come in using Bitcoin, you will get a boost in business if you promote the fact that you're accepting Bitcoin, because in most areas, especially places like Central Texas, there's a lot of people that will be excited just to come check out your establishment just to use Bitcoin, and you may end up getting new business that you would not have gotten had you not accepted Bitcoin. And then on top of that, you'll be out in front of this trend that's expanding at an exponential rate. And when more people hop on board the Bitcoin bandwagon, you'll already be set up and seen as one of the old guard institutions that people can come and reliably spend their Bitcoin with you.
And it's a really great opportunity for businesses where there is this Bitcoin food desert and there aren't other restaurants accepting Bitcoin as payment, because they can become the meetup destination, just like the Tantra Coffee House in San Marcos. They are now the Bitcoin meetup destination. So not only can you attract people who will come just because you accept Bitcoin, but you can bring entire groups that will come in on a regular basis. And this is sort of a Bitcoin income stream that you can learn to count on if you're ahead of the curve like that. What else did we want to talk about, John?
Well, we have Libertopia coming up. Catherine and I are going to be speaking on Saturday. I'll be speaking at 3 o'clock about Freedom Cells, which essentially is this decentralized peer-to-peer means of organizing society, engaging in mutual aid and mutual defense. And I'm going to talk about how the blockchain can be utilized in order to more effectively bring this idea into fruition. You get 8 to 12 close friends, you form a affinity group essentially, and then you agitate for the creation of 8 to 12 other groups of 8 to 12, and you unite under one banner. But before you know it, you have 80 to 120 people. Then you find 8 to 12 groups of 80 to 120 people, and you have 800 to 1,200 people. And you can organize these groups using a blockchain, using the blockchain technology, whether it's Bitcoin or Counterparty or coming up with your own token. And that can serve the function of value exchange, encrypted messaging, consensus-based voting. So I'm going to be talking about that. And then Kat's going to give an overview of our Uncoinventional living tour and give a lot of practical tips and tools on how people can use Bitcoin during their travel for food, lodging, gas, entertainment, and all sorts of good stuff. So that's coming up. We'll be there on Friday. We're putting out a press release tonight about our stay in San Diego. On Friday night, we're going to be hosting a Bitcoin meetup along with Airbits at Art of Taco, or City Taco.
City Taco. Wrong city, John.
Art of Taco.
No, Art of Taco is not in San Diego. It is City Taco in San Diego.
Well, if you would have let me finish speaking, I would have let you know that Art of Taco is a food stand in Austin, Texas that accepts Bitcoin. So
there we go. Yes,
please excuse me.
Yes.
She always berates me, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes. This is berating. Aren't I awful and mean? Mean, evil Catherine.
So, nonetheless, there's going to be a meetup Friday night. So if you're in the San Diego area, come check us out. Kat, what time is it?
What time is the meetup?
Yes.
I believe it's at 6 o'clock, but I may have my time zone messed up. So if you can fill some time, I'll pull it up.
It's 9:21 right now. So we're going to be doing that meetup. We put out a press release, and I'm hoping that we're going to be interviewed by one of the local papers tomorrow afternoon, and potentially by one of the local television media outlets. So we're doing our best to not only educate and inspire the Bitcoin movement and encourage them to use their Bitcoin and frequent these businesses, but we're also, maybe more importantly, trying to encourage non-Bitcoin users to see that Bitcoin is really getting out there. It's becoming a currency, and there's more uses for Bitcoin than just buying drugs on the now defunct Silk Road 2.0.
So the meetup is taking place between 6 and 9 p.m. at City Taco at 3028 University Avenue.
So we're going to be here in California and San Diego, then we're going to leave, go down to LA, to Los Angeles. Hopefully we're going to be hosting a Bitcoin meetup there as well, visit an old friend. We're also, who are we meeting with in LA, Kat?
In LA, we're meeting with Cheap Air, one of our sponsors. They are actually located just northeast of LA in the Thousand Oaks area. So we're going to be doing an interview with their CEO, and I am working actively, emailing right now as we're doing this podcast with the LA meetup. They're extremely busy, and the location that they keep choosing keeps shuffling. So it sounds like we're going to be just descending upon one of the only restaurants in LA that accepts Bitcoin. As soon as that's confirmed, which it should be tonight because we want to have it confirmed before our media appearance tomorrow, we will announce that.
So in order to find out what restaurants in the area are accepting Bitcoin, we'd like to use Airbits. It's airbits with a z.co is the website, and they're one of our sponsors. They have a wonderful tool. I actually like it more than CoinMap. CoinMap.org would be the counterpart, the competition to Airbits, but I think the Airbits map is a little more intuitive, and it allows you to, it basically picks up on your geographic location and then shows you the places that are closest and furthest away from there. And it looks like as we speak, we're pulling up on a Border Patrol checkpoint. So we're going to keep the microphone rolling.
Just in case.
We certainly don't like Border Patrol checkpoints, and we don't like our children to experience what we see is pretty much Gestapo-like tactics, like Nazi Germany. It's an internal checkpoint. We have a Fourth Amendment, so
I don't want to be here till midnight though, so let's just express how we feel and move on. Last time we were driving across the country, we got stopped at a Border Patrol checkpoint. We refused to show our ID and until a sheriff came and they let us go. It was interesting. They had a dog jump all over our car and scratch it.
Yeah, the dog scratched up the car. It sounds like they did that on purpose, to purposely scratch the car, but it's just weird that we have these and it's so normally accepted. There was even someone, we talked about it on our podcast last time, and there was someone that thought it was silly for us to be so upset about an internal border checkpoint, but it's just strange that it's so normal in this town. Here we are chatting about wonderful things, building a free society, and of course you have armed thugs normalizing the questioning and detainment of people without probable cause. But what I was saying before we went to this checkpoint is we use airbits.co for our maps. And here we go, coming up next. How you doing? Take it easy. All right, we didn't have to answer any questions. I always feel not so free when someone forces us to answer questions.
That's right. We're not going to go to those men and let them scratch on our car again. You're right. They just didn't bother us this time. They let us through. Whew, huh?
Aliana remembered the last time around. So, all right, now that tyrannical distraction is out of the way, as I was saying, airbits.co is a wonderful tool. It allows you to, it picks up on your geographic location and then shows you all of the places that are close in your area. It's really cool when you're in Austin because there's dozens of places that accept Bitcoin. It also shows Bitcoin ATMs, which is pretty handy as well for people to find out the location of those tools to buy and sometimes sell Bitcoin. So surprisingly enough, there's not very many places in Los Angeles. You would think that Los Angeles would be a thriving place where merchants are accepting Bitcoin, but it's just not the case. So again, we're encouraging people in the Bitcoin community to go out and all of your favorite restaurants, bookstores, bars especially are cool, unless you're in Ohio where you can't buy booze with Bitcoin, unfortunately. They're working on changing that. So encourage business owners to accept it. BitPay is the easiest way. So kind of got a little sidetracked there, but we're going to go ahead and sign off tonight. But before we do, I want to give you the magic word. If you're following along, if you have an account on Let's Talk Bitcoin, which I strongly encourage you to do, there's a program called Magic Words, and essentially you sign up with your account and you input the magic word, and you're rewarded with LTB coin. LTB coin is a token that Adam Levine and the Let's Talk Bitcoin crew developed. Essentially, it's a currency that's used within the Let's Talk Bitcoin ecosystem to tip one another, to trade with one another. People offer services like graphic design and web design in exchange for LTB coin. It's actually got a pretty decent Bitcoin value in exchange for Bitcoin. You can exchange it for Bitcoin on melodic.com, MELOTIC, melodic.com Bitcoin exchange. So the word for today, the magic word, is Libertopia. Libertopia. The magic word is Libertopia. So definitely pop that in on your account and wish us luck as we cruise through the wonderful mountains of California. And thankfully we weren't harassed by any Border Patrol agents, trying to stay free, trying to set a good example for our children and not have them grow up to believe that it's totally normal for armed government agents to ask you questions when you haven't been reasonably suspected of a crime. That's how we roll as the Blush family. Check out Uncoinventional.com to follow along, to follow up with the posts, the podcast, the live blog. And if you're going to be in the San Diego area, we're going to be at Libertopia on Friday and Saturday. Friday night, City Taco. Check us out. Stay free. Keep it real. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. Say goodbye, Kat.
Peace, love, and Bitcoin.